we definitely wanted the goal was to make the map really objects on the map really distinguishable from each other. So for single player and for multiplayer as well, it's quite important to make the objects distinguishable and map readable. But again, we're trying to satisfy possibly everyone. That's why according to users' feedback, we implemented a lot of different visual settings. Maybe you can show some of them right now.
Sure. Okay, so folks,
So
we're going to change
kind
these
of
up a
the
little bit.
default.
Take note of what it looks like. What's the color palette like? What's standing out to you? And then we're going to hop up into the visuals menu here. Dennis, lead the way.
Yes, we can. For example, you can switch to, if you don't like, bright, colorful style, you can set dark mode, which totally desaturated. If you prefer something like, a bit more like dark fantasy, a bit more serious, you can do that. And can you also go to the settings, please? Go to the settings, and you can yes, and outlines, the first no upper settings, outlines.
Okay. Outlines.
Wait, keep dark.
Yep.
Yes, and you can disable outlines for the objects if you like. Yes, disable it.
Dark color
Yes,
profile, no outlines.
yes, okay, yeah. So again, it makes the game a bit more serious and way less desaturated. Let's go back and try saturated mode.
All right.
Let's go back into the happy world.
Yeah.
Dimitri is starting to feel a little bit too much the winter closing in over here. We need to.
Yeah, saturated, and you can and outlines enabled for only interactive objects. Yes, interactive objects. Yeah, yes. Exactly. Yes. Accept.
Okay.
So again, so we have ultra bright, ultra cartoonish settings with but the outlines now only on interactive objects. Also, if you press Control, I guess.
They do pop a little bit more. Yeah, I can definitely tell when looking at sort of just the various stacks of resources and stuff around the map with this setting on. Okay, sorry, Dennis, what were you asking?
Can you press Control as well?
Control.
Try Alt rather.
Alt. Oh, okay. There we go.
Yes. So there is highlight for interactive objects, which will help you. There will be probably different settings for the graphics as well in the future. So you literally will be able to, if you prefer some kind of Heroes 2 style with rich, colorful, bright, cartoonish visuals, you can switch to saturated mode or use default, which not so bright. But if you like something a bit more darkish, don't like bright colors, you can use some another different graphical settings. And I guess there will be some upcoming devlogs about some art decisions in the future, so stay tuned for the updates. I think we can go and switch back to the classic settings, standard settings.
Now, you were speaking of dark. And all right, so we'll go back to all objects. We'll go back to default settings. And of course, you are all free to customize this yourself. And yeah, you can already see how the saturation has toned down slightly, even in the town view here, which is a lovely look at our quaint little village with the river running through it.
We wanted them alive again. That's why we put all these carts which walking around, and birds are flying and people are talking. So yeah, we wanted the castle not just to be boring and lifeless, but alive.
Yeah, you got the
Dima, you can comment.
I agree with everything you said prior to that. And basically, yeah, it was one of our goals to make this world feel alive, to make it not only look alive, but also sound alive. And we've also poured a lot of our heart and soul into the sound design with all the objects, like sawmills with the sawing sounds and gold bleeding and all of that. If you come closer to it, yes, with the camera, there will be some sounds. So we wanted to be this world as truthful as it's possible, as it possibly can, basically.
I like it. I like
And
that
as you can see,
approach a lot.
this castle has totally different atmosphere and vibes, and we wanted to, as Dennis said previously, to make the castles feel different in terms of gameplay, so you would be able to have a lot of different unique abilities and unique skills and unique creatures with unique abilities. But also we wanted to give players opportunity to choose with their heart, basically, what they want to play, how they want to play. Do they want to play this traditional fantasy of knights that's fighting with dragons, or maybe they want to play a schism or as a dungeon with a scheming Medusas slithering around. So we wanted to make our castles as distinct as possible. And in this version, in this preview version, we suggest you to see like 4 different castles, 4 different factions. In the game on the early access, we'll have 6. So 2 of them will be as later. And we are pretty proud of how every single faction plays completely different. Some suggest more defensive tactics, some allow you to play aggressively with a lot of creatures, with spawning those creatures, with, as you've seen previously, with the schism, with a mountain high.
Can we say something about sub perks?
Yes, if you level up one more time, maybe I'll be able to show it. But
I'll work
we
on
can
it.
collect this. Yes, treasure chest.
Here we go.
To the front. Yes,
Okay.
as you can see, this is the level up screen, quite familiar one. But near every single skill, there are 5 icons in the top right corner. These are the things that are also quite a new addition to the series. We call them sub-skills. So these are unique abilities that unlock after you level up your skill to the 2nd or the 3rd level. So to advanced or to the master level. So as you can see, you have insight already, and after you go to advanced insight, you are offered to choose one of 3 perks, basically passive abilities, that will stay with you forever, that can be changed. So you need to approach it quite cautiously, but they allow you to modify your gameplay in one way or another. Do you want to have even more experience with your skill? Do you want to have more additions to the low points, so your faction will develop sooner? Or maybe you have some other unique abilities like the one at the bottom, which allows you to see how the creatures will interact with you. Will they fight? Will they flee? Will they try to negotiate and join you for some reward? So there are a lot of things we have, and every single skill has its own unique set of sub-skills. And we believe they make the game feel even more unique every single time you start a new game, basically.
And one of the things I was noticing, in addition to those sub-skills, is you also have skills that you choose which work in synergy with each other. There's like a little icon you can see that they kind of pair and, and develop in a way that is synergistic and kind of, I would guess, feeds into they benefit each other. I haven't quite gotten my skills to the point where they are starting to do that, but just another kind of layer of how you can really hone those skills.
We wanted to softly nudge the people towards certain, basically, classes you can build with your hero, with some skills and synergizing with one another. And as well, is if you open your hero inventory, if you double-click on the hero portrait in the bottom part of the screen, you'll be able to see that at the top part near this character name, near the Vesper, there is the sign which shows you which skills basically align you to which subclass. Is also a work in progress name, so don't judge too harshly. Sure. But you're able to choose different skills that basically allow you to create some sort of class of the character that has different unique abilities, unique skills. As for example, if you go into Ascendant, if you collect the skills of this alignment, you'll be able to have all the spells basically free till the rest of the game, which is a really powerful instrument, but you'll have to work for that.
Sure, these are kind of very powerful, like mid to later game kind of things that you've really worked to build.
Yes,
and then enemy hero can only use each spell once per battle. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Dennis, please.
Sorry.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's again part of the philosophy. Again, we definitely feel and believe as Heroes fans ourselves that basic gameplay loop of Heroes of Might and Magic is quite strong, even in modern time. Though there is no reason to invent the wheel from our side. But the philosophy here is not just we first carefully reproduce the features, which is definitely good from the old games, especially from Heroes 2 and Heroes 3, but not just reproduce them, but carefully improve them, right? So this exact feature, like leveling up, it's familiar for Heroes 3 fans a lot, but leveling up itself gives you additional sub perks, which will give you a possibility to adjust your gameplay according to your wishes, according to your preferences. So we definitely want the players to give them such kind of flexibility, how they have developed their kingdom, how they level up their heroes according to their preferences, and maybe their play style and their strategy plan for multiplayer. So you will be able to play through creatures, through heroes themselves, through heroes' abilities, through magic and so on. So go to more to economy, more to creatures, and so on. So the flexibility is the key, and this is the thing which brings a lot of replayability for the game as well, because we definitely want a big lifetime, long life cycle for the game itself.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing those insights. As I'm building out, I think, one of my final creature buildings here. I've got putting together a temple army to take to the field. But actually, let's take a look at this screen before we were looking at it in the Schism faction earlier in the stream. If you folks are just joining us, we spent the first chunk of the stream checking out the Schism faction. Now we're into Temple. And then we still got a little bit of time left on our stream, so who knows what we're going to see next. However, I do want to be sensitive to folks who have joined midstream. Dennis, you already answered this question, but for folks who are asking when they're going to get their hands on it, when they can try to, any kind of date availability announcement, what are we telling them today? It's just be a little bit more patient because we've got something coming very soon. Is that right?
Yes, there will be some news pretty soon.
Fantastic. Okay.
Just wanted to mention that there's actually two different kind of upgrades for each creature. So
yes,
we have two upgrades for each creature just from the box, and this feature will be in early access. And these upgrades are not just cosmetical. But these upgrades actually are different in terms of abilities and stats and so on.
Yeah, you see, with this marksman, I'm changing between the Austringer and the marksman, but the crossbowman upgrades to an Austringer, which adds a double shot, and then to the marksman, not a double shot, but deals full range damage at any range, as opposed to the typical sort of after 3 hexes, there's a decay of damage you're doing. But also it gives them this attack ability, deals 50% damage, and target takes 20% takes extra damage to the end of the round. So this one playing more to kind of a attacking with multiple creatures, a same target synergy, whereas this one maybe just I'm hitting twice. Who doesn't like a ranged unit that hits twice? I mean, come on, that's the good stuff right there. Ooh, the Griffin upgrades look so cool. Sorry, Dimitri, go ahead.
Yes, to maybe showcase battles a bit better, I suggest to basically wrap up with a single hero mode, as it's really alike to the classic mode, but you're only able to play with one hero. So if you don't want to micromanage 8 heroes at a time, it's a bit more friendly mode to the newcomers especially. Yeah, okay, I suggest you to get out of the castle first, and then to go to the main menu, and to
let's show some other faction.
We're on the case. Yeah. We're going to exit to the main menu here in a moment, and then we'll take a look at some of the other ones. While we're working this out, keeping in mind this is a preview build here, Glitzon had a question a while ago that is specifically about necromancers. Now, I have a bit of a penchant for some necromancers in my hero's history. So I have to ask, and I want to ask this question, how, there's been a few styles of how necromancy works in previous Heroes of Might and Magic games. Can you give a little bit of a description about how it will work in this one?
Before anything else, I'd say that there's a sort of a minor bug was encountered, and we'd have to do something because it seems like game blows in infinitely. And other than that, going back to the question, necromancy is one of the hardest things that we needed to design for this game. And, well, the best it would be said, if I'll tell you that we are reworking it one more time. So you'll see how it looks in the end. But yeah, it went through many iterations, and we wanted to adjust it one more time to make it the best we can.
Heck yes. Okay.
And you'll be able to see it later.
I'm just going to reboot the game real quick here, and we're going to enjoy this gorgeous key art for a second as we get it.
It's a preview build, so there may be some small mistakes and errors here and there.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We'll be quick to work on them.
Yeah, we all understand about preview builds. We all understand about this kind of early game stuff, so no worries. I'm sure we've got folks feeling patient in the chat. We've got Ron Empire saying this is looking fantastic. Shake Vivid is asking sort of what's the end game like? Oh man, there's so many questions here. I think end game, the question really is, depends on what mode you're playing, right?
That's true. A lot of different modes with a lot of different victory conditions have different end games, as I've told previously. Some of them require you to fight one time. Some of them require you to capture the capital of your enemy. And it would be different for single player and the multiplayer. It's worth mentioning that multiplayer is also a really important focus for us. So we want to have a lot of multiplayer features and quality of life features for that mode as well. And all the modes we will be able to play in multiplayer, except for campaign. And for example, one of those modes is Arena, the one that we wanted to showcase.
Okay, but so do we want to hop in and look at some Arena, or do we want to do another quick single hero look at another faction just so we can see some of the units, some of the castle, or the town rather? What do you guys think?
Let's show dungeon and necro for for a few minutes, and then go straight to the arena.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, this one.
We'll take a look at dungeon. Just gotta take a second to appreciate these hero arts, and of course, each one has their own stories, their own specialties, their own starting armies, which, like, honestly, you could spend a lot of time poring over these. I'm sure a lot of you will. I already have, but we're gonna go ahead and pick this dapper. No, we went with dapper. Let's pick someone a little more monstrous. Zachron the Great. Let's go. You look awesome.
Put a lot of efforts to the creature's portraits. So actually, we will publish. We already have some videos on YouTube which shows some what's how artists create these portraits as well. So it's quite funny to watch. Probably we will release more such videos as well in the future.
That sounds excellent, and of course that's Unfrozen YouTube is a great place to check in on that, but also the Discord, folks. Don't forget to connect with the team there. I'll post the link in the chat here. Join the Unfrozen Discord.
Please join our Discord, and if you haven't wishlisted the game yet, please do that. It will help us a lot. Actually, in terms of wishlist, we are going pretty well. We just announced that we just reached the peak of 750k wishlist, and we are close to 800,000.
Hey,
yes, which is actually ridiculous, and we definitely want to thank all the fans for which wishlisted the game, and we understand how. You cannot imagine how important this for us. Right now we are close to top 20 wishlisted game on Steam, and we are top 1 turn-based strategy game in terms of wishlist on Steam as well. So we are going pretty good and climbing pretty fast, which yes, it's a big responsibility, but also gives us a lot of hopes. And thank you guys that you are believing in us. All Unfrozen team really appreciate that.
Wonderful. I'd love to hear it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, I'm not familiar with these dungeon creatures, so all right, we got the ranged attack from the Onyx Dancer. Fighting style is Bouncing Glaive. So this is something we haven't actually touched on too much because we haven't done a bunch of battles lately, but we'll try to get into it a little more. Dmitry, we see these icons, which are just kind of passive attributes of the character. They're in this simple gold illustration style, but then we have these full color ability attacks or fighting style things, like basically creature-specific abilities. Talk to us a little bit about what these bring into the game and how we use those.
Sure. We tried to make a lot of different abilities for different creatures so they would feel unique and distinct. And those are true active abilities, which you can see in the bottom left part of the screen near the unit portrait. Every single ability is displayed there. And for example, every single unit in Dungeon Faction, it's like a unique dungeon theme, has different alternative styles which change the way they attack, but with some negative debuffs here and there. So it's not basically an ability, but rather an alternative way for you to make a move.
So in this case,
however,
this one, just to point out which one I'm looking at here, it's a hit and run. So you attack, and then you return to your original position. You do less damage, but you're then not stuck positioned next to potentially a dangerous enemy.
That's correct.
Also, crucially here, it does not spend focus charges because, and I'll do it just so we can see what it looks like, because some of these, there is this resource called focus that you see charging up right at the bottom here, right, Dmitry?
And that's correct. That is another addition we added to the tactical mode, to the battles. This is the gauge that is being filled when you attack and when you get attacked. So basically, as you fight, as you attack, as you get hit, it's slowly ramping up, and the more creatures you have, the quicker it fills. This particular focus bar has 3 different milestones, and we've reached like level 1. It's like 1 point we've earned. And this 1 point can be used for abilities that cost 1 point, like near the spellbook. And we also didn't showcase the spellbook as well. We have this Heroic Strike. It's an ability that allows every single hero to attack in the battle. It costs you 1 focus point, so you can't use it every single turn without any restrictions. But it allows you to have some additional damage here and there. And there are a lot of different creature abilities. There are other hero abilities. And this mechanic adds a whole another tactical level to the gameplay where you have to think how to spend this focus resource the most optimal way, basically.
Yeah, and it does become, once you are sort of into these like more prolonged battles, a tough fight, that resource, it fills more quickly because there's a lot of attacking and taking attacks that build that bar. It's really interesting to kind of, okay, what different abilities am I leaning into? What different opportunities does this offer me the more I'm fighting, the more I'm in here. Now, this one was interesting here. I noticed a little glimpse of it. The hero had a couple different stances that they could activate in battle. Is this sort of that dungeon theme you were talking about, where they have alternate attacks that don't? This grants bonuses to different attributes.
Basically, in the battle, you at any point of time can switch once per round to any of 3 stances, which represents like three pillars of the dungeon community: the dragon, the minotaur, and the dark elf. And these stances give you different bonuses, like to attack, to your spell power, or to defense. So you can be very flexible with how you approach your battles with every particular creature. And this is also the theme of like alternative attacks that we've discussed previously. So Dungeon is all about adapting and all about choosing the best way to strike you, basically.
Yeah, the idea here, again, it's a unique feature for this exact faction, and again, it's a part of the philosophy to create the factions really different. And the same philosophy goes for the creatures itself. We just definitely don't want them to be, just doomies with stats and HP, which using only auto attacks. We want them to be different, not just in terms of visuals, but in terms of gameplay itself. So we added different abilities, passive and active, different features for almost every single creature in the game. So when you play this exact skeleton or minotaur and so on, dragon and so on, this is creature different, and should know his abilities and properly use them in the game. It doesn't mean that the game is difficult. It's it's some kind of easy to learn, hard to master. We definitely want the base gameplay loop to be simple and accessible, but at the same time to make the gameplay itself it's deep so you will be able to research the game for a long time. Let's proceed with Necro, I guess.
Okay, hold on. We're fighting some Necro guys here, real quick. We gotta take care of our business here, as we are raiding a haunted mansion. Which, look, is it a reckless idea? Is it a bad idea? I don't know.
I think you'll be fine.
We should be fine with this one, but like just in general, chat, let's keep the haunted mansion rating to the video game sphere. Thank you very much. Do we have any spell books here? Oh, firewall. Are any of these creatures going to be moving? Let's see. These skeletons. Let's see. Let's put a little firewall. Oh, wait. How many?
Yeah, there is a lot of different spells in the game. We want them to be really different and really fun. So there was a lot of interesting stuff to research, and interesting things which will allow you to adapt your gameplay to your play style and use them in the battle.
I want to see if I can bait these skeletons into walking through the firewall.
Probably, yeah. So quite smart move.
Indeed.
Are the skeletons vulnerable to fire? Yes, they are. All right. Look, they're even charred a little bit. Oh, that was cool. All right. Yep.
Yeah, artists put a lot of efforts to create nice visuals, and again, you can use active abilities.
Boom. Let's wrap them up. Okay. Before we head out to the other faction, though, let's just take a look at that creature lineup inside of the dungeon. So we got our troglodytes and various upgrades. I love the bioluminescent look of that one. Infiltrator, the dancers.
There are some familiar creatures to the veterans of the series, and there are some new ones. That's the approach we try to implement everywhere, basically, and also in the unit rosters.
Ooh, these hydras! Come on, guys!
Especially like the dragons.
So good. You a dragon man, Dimitri?
Insane. The dragons in our game look absolutely astounding. So how can I not be? Basically,
We like dragons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't like dragons?
Okay, Dennis, we wanted to go take a look at the other faction that we haven't showed off yet. We'll take a look at that Necro faction real quick. And
Yes, just make it do it real quick.
don't forget to wish list the game. That's a good notification right there. Okay.
Correct.
Necropolis.
I think we can showcase the city and not going too deep into the faction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just let's show the creatures.
This Necromancer cities is one of those cities that we reworked based on the community feedback. We, as Dennis told previously, we followed a lot of. We watched the comments, we studied people's reactions, and we wanted to give them the best experience they wanted. And this is one of the cities that, well, grew up after the.
We're really proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you can see, it's also,
Oh
as you can say, so alive city. There is a boat over the river. There's Charon with the souls of the fallen.
Hold up.
And
These
with the
skeletons
skeletons
are
playing
playing
football.
soccer down in the corner. You
With
see them
the
just
skull.
With the skull.
with the skull. Yeah, they're down in the left-hand corner there, just above the river. Now they're kind of more in the middle. The boat just sailed past them a minute ago. I love the glistening green, oozy kind of malevolent color of the river. And it almost looks like there's there's a boat of souls going along there. Of course, the towering Reaper figure in the castle. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Common bro,
Yeah,
yes. Calling it soccer is risky, I know. I'm doing true to my culture.
One of the cities was remade by our team according to your feedback and people to meet people's expectations. Let's show the lineup.
Let's see it. We got our skeletons and our skeleton upgrades. We've got the whites.
So, among other things, whenever you upgrade your creatures, they may change the type of attack. So the skeleton can become a skeleton archer, and there are other examples in other factions. So there are a lot of ways to customize your army.
Oh my gosh, this grave robber? What? He's got the shovel and the
Yeah,
To
and
the
he's not afraid to use
coffin
it,
on the back.
as he digs up bones to resurrect different minions in battle, for example.
Summons skeletons on adjacent hex. Oh boy. Oh boy.
And
Oh, I
one
love
of
it.
the craziest changes that we've dared to do is the tier 7 vampires. It's like one of the fan favorites creatures in all of the Heroes game, and especially in Heroes 3. And it was always insanely strong, and we all know that. We believe they deserve the highest spot in the hierarchy of undead
Put him at the
creatures.
top. Look at this. The heart. This like beating heart inside this thorn circle. The hooks. The hooks on the wings. Chat. It's
I'm
so
really
good.
proud of this model.
Stinny, I am laughing with delight and awe. I am not because these are comical, but because they're so amazing. Oh, I'm loving it. Oh, it's very good. Oh, here's another thing I noticed that I just wanted to mention. So, like, let's say you've upgraded your creature because you've built Crypts and Graves too. Now you can have skeleton warriors or skeleton archers. Actually, I'll just show this because I can build that. I can upgrade to a skeleton warrior, but then you can change the upgrade. Your choice of I'm upgrading from basic to the more advanced version is not a permanent choice.
You don't have to cover it up in stone. You may adapt your army to different situations. Maybe you feel like Skeleton Archer is the better unit for clearing out the neutral spots on the map when you are exploring. But for the final battle with your opponent, it will be better to have some Skeleton Warrior in the front line. So you may adjust it however you want. Or maybe you want to have several Skeleton Archers and several Skeleton Warriors at the same time. It's completely up to you.
Yeah, I thought that was really clever because then I also, you can have 2 stacks of the different like advanced version of that creature as well to get both of the benefits. And now we'll just poke around.
As with previous crossbowman units, you can create one crossbowman that debuffs an enemy to get extra damage, and the main stack of tons of crossbowmen with double attack to hit him really hard. So that's one of the strategies that is possible with this approach.
Now, folks, we mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I just want to point it out visually so you can see. These sort of high-level bonuses and skills that you can unlock here, like Chronomancer, Necromancy, works for all creatures and not just the undead. This, of course, is a 0 out of 5, but you see this little, the white skull with the red gem. Then you see that over here, over Advanced Battle Magic. If you sort of spec into those, does that then, let's see, now I choose... Am I right that will then like show that I've made progress, or maybe I have to get it to max level in order for that to reflect? Is that right, Dimitri?
I think so. It's also a system that is being heavily reworked, so sadly I can't say for certain, but
It totally
there will be a lot
sense.
of changes coming into the release because we want to adjust. We want to make this game the best we can, and based on feedback, based on our own tests, there will be some changes here and there, but mostly in improving the game.
I'm such a sucker
As you
for
can see, there are tons of content already here.
I think we can proceed with Arena.
All right, let's do it. While we're doing this, we did have a question from the GeoHounds, and then this is maybe a very, maybe a tricky one for you two, but it's a personal question about Heroes of Might and Magic and sort of your favorite games, games that you feel like really kind of personally resonate with you in the series. Is there one that you want to shout out? I know that... Folks, if you can see behind Dennis, he's got quite the array of Heroes games arrayed behind him. But is there a favorite that y'all want to give a quick shout out to as we load up into Arena?
Well, it's quite easy for me. It's Heroes 2 and Heroes 3. I love these games with all my heart. I love all installments for sure. And every single Heroes game had something unique. But Heroes 2 and Heroes 3 are definitely the great. But personally for me, and I also very big fan of King's Bounty series.
We all grew up with Heroes 3, so it's like one of the main inspirations for this game as well. But for me personally, I'd say it was Heroes 3 and Heroes 5 as a great twist on the familiar formula. So those are two for me.
Nice. Okay.
And as we go into arena, I can describe what's happening.
Tell me.
Maybe.
Let's do it.
So it's a bit of a quicker mode, which is supposed to drop you into the battle without all the exploration stuff that may be a bit boring and tedious, or if you don't have much time in the moment.
Yeah,
you choose
just
one
want
of
some
3
quick action.
suggested heroes.
Yeah.
Yes, you choose one of 3 heroes, which are randomly suggested. And then you go into the drafting mode. First, you draft several skills of advanced level with different perks. So you can click whenever, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But you are offered with, I believe, 8, maybe 6 different skills, and you pick them, and that basically creates the build for your character, this the skill tree that you will use in battle. And you choose different sub skills, sub perks, whichever you want, and you are offered with choices for both mage heroes and magic heroes and the warrior heroes. So it's completely up to you how you want to draft this character, with some level of randomness, of course, to make things spicy, as you may say.
I like it. Okay.
You can continue.
And so, yeah, this is a great way to really also get yourself familiar with the sort of sub skills working title.
Yes, in all the ways. It's a good thing for you to get into the action right from the get-go. So after you drafted your skills, you go to draft 8 different artifacts.
Oh, and actually, before we do this, someone was asking the question before Unstoppable Onion, are they putting in combination artifacts? Here you go. Yeah, there are artifacts.
Not a combination artifact, but
this is like
something really close to it.
It's
Yes.
different? Okay.
We went with a little twist with this formula, as we want you to combine different sets of artifacts basically in your own build. So we have sets, and they have like progression to them. So you don't need to build all of the items of the set to gain specific bonuses. Instead, if you build, for example, 2 of the 8 items for the power of the Dragon Father, you'll have some small bonuses. If you build 4, the bonuses will be bigger. And if you build all the 8, you will get sorry about that. You will get the massive power-ups that this set provides you with.
I like
So
it.
you choose different skills based on what you want to play. If you want to play with magic, you may choose items for spell power and knowledge, or maybe you are prompted with different melee damage. So you are inclined to go with this attack. Attack focus build.
I am definitely leaning towards the attack focus build here. It was really the one that chat called out was the fish to the face artifact that got me down, which is just delightful
It's there.
fun.
It's there.
Okay, let's get some defense going.
And later on you'll be able to adjust your presets with the items you've chosen. And now you draft some spells. So they're basically also randomized, but all of the suggestions that you have at each particular case are around the same level. So they have different modifications, different levels of magic. We also have different levels of magic. We didn't mention that, but we have a lot of stuff. Trust us.
Oh, of course,
it was impossible to go over everything. But you choose different spells, especially the ones that you feel will fit your strategy, fit your hero, for example. So if you build some sort of primal magic experts, so you'll be able to draft a lot of primal magic. So you'll bombard your enemies with the spells, or maybe something more utilitarian like haste, which makes your creatures faster to get to the enemies quicker, so to hit them in the face sooner. That's the usual way those might and magic battles go.
And now, umbral grip. I was enjoying that.
This is the spell that was in the beginning of the live stream, a powerful one. And with this hero setup, you go into drafting creatures. So you also offered 3 different creatures, sometimes of different levels, but with different amounts. So every single option here is basically of the same power level as 2 of the others. So there is no obvious answer to this dilemma, and you choose only the creatures that you want to play with. And as you can see, this is the hero of the schism, the Matastala the White. So this hero gets much more different schism creatures offered in this roster. And the heroes from other factions will have different options available to them.
I have to say, I'm familiar with the Schism heroes, so I'm leaning a little bit towards them. But I also... I'm really drawn to the art of this character, so I'm just gonna go.
Also, here you can see some of the creatures from the factions that haven't been included in this preview version. So this is one of the Sylvan faction. And as you can see, there are tier 7 creatures, which you may add to
Well,
some
you
of
know
the
what,
most powerful ones.
Dimitri, you're partial to the dragons, so we're gonna bring a dragon into the battle for you.
I love them all. What can I say?
I do like these Rift
Let's be-
Arbitrators, but I
And
feel
this
like I need
final.
more like HP, sort of like bruiser action.
And like the final cherry on top, you pick some passive bonus. And here you can get your loadout, you can change some artifacts. For example, you have legendary mole, which you may use instead of fish to the face. But if you stay with fish to the face, I completely respect your choice. And you can reorganize your units. So basically set up your army to fight.
Oh, sure. Okay, so I can, get my...
Maybe place some archers here to the corner, so it's totally up to you.
I feel like
and whenever you feel ready, you start the game.
Yeah. Archers to the corners, and then gonna have to work out my strategies, chat. No problem.
Yeah, this mod is actually not just funny mod. There will be, first of all, it's for the ones who want to play something quick, who doesn't have a few hours to spend. Just it's a quick battle which lasts for 15 to 20 minutes. But it's not just for fun. There will be matchmaking for that as well, and rating system for that as well. So probably there will be some people who are participating exactly in this exact mod, and will compete with each other and climb it to the rating and so on, fighting with the rating, because for each mod there will be separate matchmaking and separate rating. So they are not mixed between each other. Pick whatever you like and just click a button and find the opponent and fight for the rating.
And so that's it. That poses, when you're bringing in PvP, and there's sort of a question from our chat about by Sasha Balchev in terms of balancing. Of course, there's unit balancing, skill balancing. All of this stuff is one of the great challenges of developing a Heroes game, and it's put on into stark relief when you're in a PvP situation, of course. But sort of what's the approach that the team is taking to making sure that folks are, when they're hopping in, they feel like, okay, like this is all, it's all in a good balance. Is that just going to be kind of an evolving thing over the course of development?
Yeah, balancing is quite important thing. And first of all, I want to say that we have very, very skilled game design team. So they know a lot of stuff about that they have huge insane mathematical models already prepared to implement constant balancing changes. But of course, a whole this balancing story, it's a long story. We will continue to make the fixes according to users' feedback all through the early access, and later publishing balancing patches and so on. But it will be impossible without users' feedback first and without some data. So we'll not just use mathematical models. We will just ask people what they think, and we'll see with our statistics what is happening, what's the win rate of this, or peak rate of that, and what is actually happening. And it will help us to to constantly going back and forth and fighting with meta and create new meta maybe, but they will be able to take care about balance as much as we can.
And tell me one more time, as folks are getting into this game, once this game becomes available for folks to jump in a little bit, how are you going to be getting that feedback? What is the best way for people who want to make their voices heard, they want to contribute, they want to be a part of the community? What's the best spot for them to connect with y'all?
Well, we are, first of all, we are reading and listening everything. We are reading our Discord, and the best way, of course, it's just join our Discord, which I definitely ask you to do. And let us know. Again, I'm participating all the time and answering the questions constantly. Also, there will be in-game report system. And again, we will read and use this data, this feedback, and use this data. Our key team is ready for that. And of course, we are again reading forums, reading message boards, Reddit, and so on. So, reading all the comments on YouTube, on other social media channels. So, literally everything what you say, you can be sure that at least we are reading this. Again, we cannot satisfy everyone, but we do our best to create possibly best Heroes of Might and Magic game ever created.
Dennis, Dmitry, it has been such a joy to hear you talk about all the care and all the attention and all the the math and all the the testing that you have put into making this game the best it can be. Folks, I know that you're all eager to get your hands on it. We'll have some news on that very, very soon for you. But we are going to be wrapping up this stream very shortly, so please can we get in the chat a huge thank you to Dennis and Dmitry for their time and for sharing their passion and expertise here. Fellas, is there anything you'd like to mention before we wrap up here?
First of all, I want to thank all the community for the great feedback. It's impossible to create the game without your great help. Thank you for that. Thank you for your great support and for the wish list. And I definitely want to ask again, if you want to support the team, please add the game to the wish list and probably ask your friends to do that. It will help us with that a lot. And we definitely try our best to satisfy you and create and definitely hope and definitely feel that the game will meet your expectations in the future. Thank you very much.
And we're really thankful for you for coming here and watching the stream and being interested in the game altogether. That's why we do the things we do. So thank you all so much for the attention and faith and love to the franchise and the game.
Fantastic. Folks, thank you so much. Wishlist Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. Tune in 2 days' time to the Heroes of Might and Magic 30th Anniversary Celebration. That'll be on this channel. It'll be on Ubisoft's YouTube channel. Join us in the chat. Share your memories of the game. See what all is going on with the world of Heroes of Might and Magic. It's going to be a fun stream. I will be there for it, and I hope to see you there. Dennis, Dmitry, thank you again. Best of luck in the coming months, and chat. We'll have news for you soon. Can't wait to tell you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.